control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, and what better a time to start casting, to start some good casts, than right now. I just came back from running outside in the snow and I'm still a bit pumped, because we finally have snow here in Austria, but that's just a side note. Do you know where else we have snow? Yes, here on Dual Cold Front in Open Red Alert. And we are gonna have our 2 antagonists of the day spawning in the bottom left. As Ukraine, it's gonna be Ekac, or I guess it's reverse cake. It's cake in reverse. And his opponent de jour, False Snake, who is not actually False Snake, whoops, I just paused the game. It's actually AMHOL. And this replay was posted to gamereplays.org. We are gonna see how this pans out. It is not on the tab edit, it is a regular game, in fact, on the release version. So we're not gonna see any crazy shenanigans. Unfortunately so, because I do love me some tab edit, but yeah. Release version it is, and we're gonna see AMHOL spawning in as the Brits. We know how devastating phase transports can be, as highlighted by, well, who else other than High uses phase transports to their whole magnificence, to their whole magnitude of what they're capable of. Anyway, seems like a standard War Factory opener, no double ref shenanigans, and we are not gonna see a radar rush either, unfortunately. Which is something I love. Okay, pillbox placed for AMHOL. This is a bit of a forward pillbox, I guess. Wow, 2 pillboxes. Like, this is still the release version, so pillboxes are the cheapest dirt. They cost 400. So it's like 4 riflemen. If you sell it off, you get 200 back plus a vetted rifleman, so you've basically broken even already. Anyway, so he's just gonna play it safe. I think he wants to probably move out his base. So if you're placing in a high tier match, what? Concrete walls as well. If in a high tier match, if you're placing pillboxes like this, willy-nilly, then chances are you want to move out. This is gonna be a wall off. I don't know what it's walling off. It's walling off his own harvester, I guess. And the first engagement being taken here by Ekac, or Cake. Out of Cake, really nothing to say about this for now, because it's a really standard opener. We're just seeing a War Factory, we're seeing a couple ore trucks being pumped out. Yeah, that strikes me as unusual. Okay, yeah, so that was I was suspecting. AMHOL is going for a move out with his MCV and is built a Ranger as well. Off of 1 harvester, a bit greedy. Also keep in mind he sunk 800 into double pillboxes, plus 400 into a wall. Or 500 because he misplaced a tile even. But the Ranger is gonna give him some good safety, some safety net, some good line of sight. So I always refer to the Ranger as the safety net. Even if you're going for a super greedy build, even if you're just opening up with 5 ore trucks or something ridiculous, just build a Ranger as allies and you are good to go. As long as you keep it moving, keep it scouting, keep scouting perimeter and scurrying around, you are not going to run into anything that is going to catch you off guard. Because it is so mobile, can get away with anything. He's going for a War Factory block here, nice. And probably just, once he sees the rifles arrive... Oh, there's a flame tower! That was a bit unlucky. The flame tower was blocking his pathing. The Ranger would have strafed away from to the north, but the flame tower blocking the exact cell he wanted to enter, so yeah, no chance for him to escape before the double flame bursts hit. And we are seeing an early infantry army out for Ekac, plus 2 flame towers as well. Flame towers are more expensive, so I don't like this. Building preemptive flame towers without even having scouted a threat, not to my taste. Especially seeing as he doesn't move out, he's just staying here with his MCV and probably going to, off the back of 5 harvesters, going to rush an MCV now. Anyway, False Snake or AMHOL has relocated safely. He's also up to 5 harvesters and has got a nice wall around his power farm, but he'll need more power plants very shortly. So this is going to be the service depot. It's basically a fallback option. It's a failsafe. If you're going for an early move out, you want the service depot, because if your MCV gets overwhelmed, you are donezo. If you don't have a service depot on standby to produce another MCV. So, and this is one of the benefits of the Ranger. The Ranger immediately is going to probably... Oh, he's on Team 2, that's why my hotkeys weren't working. We have Team 2 versus Team 0. Anyway, yes, so the Ranger immediately scouts the MCV. He's trying to stall the block as long as it's viable. He sees a huge infantry army coming in, even flamers mixed in, so he wants nothing of this. First flavor burst hitting the ground. Oh, and that's a Tesla coil being placed, very smartly so. This is gonna deter AMHOL. Anyway, that was just a couple of rifles anyway. So he didn't want any of this. And heavy tank production is fired up for Ekac. I'm going to refer to him as Ekac or Ekac anyway, even though it's reverse cake. Guess that's the way his name should be pronounced. So yeah, the Ranger, he's being retained, very good so far, but no heavy armor yet for AMHOL. So he opted for a triple MCV build, really greedy. If you ask me, this could get punished by an early timing push. You see the heavy tank here for the damage soak, plus a lot of infantry, especially the rocket soldiers, doing so much damage to buildings. But, and that's a big but, oh, he said big but. Yeah, that's a big ask, but you never want the infantry to go in first. Otherwise this happens. Otherwise you're going to run headfirst into a pillbox. And all your valuable rocket infantry is going to get mowed down by the pillbox. Oh, good focus fire here by Ekac. Guess he just really wants the pillbox. Anyway, he denies the triple expansion here. So, yeah, this timing push has been met with a timely answer. Really good for AMHOL. I'm digging it. Let me take a sip of water while the MCV strolls away. There we go, I needed that. Ooh, the Ranger just barely escapes with his life intact. Not so the medium tank. Also the second MCV is in peril here, but this is really important for Ekac. He sees that there are rocket troops, he still wants the tanks in the front. Okay, now that he has scouted the infantry blob, he does want to get out of here. He wants to hightail it. But it's too late. Instead, his brave men just fight to the death. Ranger being patched up, just putting some additional dents into the infantry blob. So yeah, triple Tesla coil here. I don't like the base defense placement by Ekac. Those are not really going to achieve anything, because there is not currently a base push going on. Those resources would have been way better invested into more heavy tanks and a couple more barracks for infantry production. Because currently we're on triple barracks, but no more production coming in now. Good concave though. So this engagement should go in the favor of Ekac. Yeah, still got the damage soak. And the flamers they dish out so much AoE damage. It's actually really good to mix in flamers every now and then. Don't overcommit to them because they're really expensive and they don't trade well versus buildings. But versus infantry blobs, like having rifles in the front and having flamers from the backside is really devastating. We're seeing radar tech out here, and that's something that Ekac has not acquired yet. So see, this is the mistake I was talking about earlier. Run your heavy tanks in first, they can soak damage, and if need be, they can just retreat. Especially handy tip for you guys. If you want to actually give your heavy tank a short way home, a short trip home, just click the repair button if you have a service depot. Click it on a tank. So what happens is the tank tries to find the safest and shortest route towards your own service depot. Ooh, that's something you never want to have happen. That's just a straggling heavy tank being picked off. And the other one just got lost here at the river crossing at this little fort here. Being a bit surprised that his tank treads can't cross the water, but you're no Jesus tank. Oh, and we're seeing destroyers out for AMHOL. That's a really smart move. Plus a Hind. So the Hind, I would... Ooh, and the tech center. Spicy build. Anyway, I would not use the Hind for combat right now. I would rather use it for line of sight. That's something... Okay, this is a department where Ekac was severely lacking so far. He's gotten up some nice eco, he's gotten up some nice bases and base defenses, but he is severely lacking in the scouting department. So far, he's just blindly run his rifle blobs and rocket blobs into the enemy meat grinder. That's something I don't like to see. So, a tech center. That leaves me to wonder, what is it going to be? Are we going to see maybe Tanya, maybe... phase transport could be good, but then again, this map is a bit choky, so phase transports are really hard to pull off. Because, like, look, a Tesla coil denied. As spoken too soon, I heard the phase transport pop up. It's a global sound. So anyway, this tech center needs to get denied. And now we're having the really annoying part about this map as Soviets, or playing against allies, I might actually rephrase this. Because destroyers can actually really easily camp all of the ore fields. Except this one. but that's only that ore patch only has one mine. So this double mine can get denied. This mine can get denied. This mine can get denied. These two are the only safe ones, here and there. Oh, we're seeing the MCV. That's again a lack of scouting for Ekac. Really, really bad here. But forces overwhelming. I think Ekac is gonna take this regardless. And AMHOL doesn't find a place to deploy, so oh, that was really unfortunate. This Hind was actually detrimental to AMHOL here. It crashed on his own people. You never want to have your Hinds hover over your own infantry. Just keep them to the front and keep them scouting. Also keep them in hotkey groups. Control 1 plus control 1 to 9 or 0, I guess, is what gives you hotkeys. We are seeing triple harvesters denied. This game is not going Ekac's way. And the phase transport is popped up here. We're also seeing a radar jammer. Kind of rare to see them used to full extent or to full effect. Ah, there we go. The cloak delay is over. So, oh, it's gonna run into a Tesla. Never mind. That was a really lucky break for AMHOL. He just scouted the Tesla in time. So this is gonna be a bit spicy here, but oh, this MCV needs to get deployed here, and this is gonna be a big victory for Ekac if he can hold this and pull this off. Also, by the way, something I really would recommend for Ekac to do is keeping his heavy tanks patched up. You should just send them into the service depot now. Get them repaired, it's almost free. We're seeing the radar... Oh! The radar jammer gets just annihilated by the triple heavy tanks here. Unlucky, boys. And we're hearing Tanya. Where is she now? Okay, she's just picking off stragglers around the outskirts of the battlefield. And feeding so much veterancy here. Even the ranger pokes in a bit. Let's see. And see, that's the repair move. I think that's what AMHOL is doing here. Moving all his units back to the service depot, get them patched up. It's such a good and cost-efficient way of doing things. And we're seeing the unload from Tanya! Tanya Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sniping all the infantry, going back into the phase transport. That's a nice display of micro there. And Ekac needs to pop a base defense now. Alright. Oh, here's a Tesla coil! Can he refocus in time? Nope! The burst has been delivered. Oh, he needs to move away the MCV! Tanya! Tanya is a monster. She's unstoppable here. Really nice engagement. Misplayed by Ekac though. So, Ekac should have refocused the Tesla coil onto Tanya. And once he saw that this didn't go through and Tanya would go through, he should have undeployed his Conyard. He would have saved himself so much in terms of resources, in terms of time, in terms of the assets. So now it's not looking good for him anymore. What does he have to his name? He's still got triple expansion. His ore mine is being denied. Also the gems. He has pulled a harvester off the gems for reasons unconceivable to me, because the gem mines produce double the income. However, this is going to be a nice run by onto the main base. The main base is currently almost undefended. Oof. That's not a good idea for AMHOL, just running in his lonely heavy tanks, medium tanks, sorry. He's popping up pillboxes now, and eventually the pillboxes are gonna get this. The ranger is smartly scouting for reinforcements, and here is the phase transport. There is no stealth detection. This is gonna be so brutal. Ooh, gets crushed. Tanya's dreams. Vet 2 Tanya getting crushed by a heavy tank though. Unlucky. And we're seeing mechanics out for AMHOL. Can he pull it off? Can he pull off the great tank heist? So, Grand Theft Panzer is in the makings here. It's in the cards. But he needs to dispose of those 5 heavy tanks first. And they can be quite sturdy. So if Ekac just keeps them moving, and not producing much off the back of this. So anyway, oh, we're seeing mass mechanics. The rally points have been shifted. That's why nothing else was coming out here. Oh, this is going to be so good for AMHOL. He's going to steal so many husks away. Are we going to see Grand Theft Panzer? It should be the case. The heavy tanks focusing down the radar dome. Not a big deal. Radar dome is 1800. 3 heavy tanks are a whole lot more, and can he even get it? No, he can't even get it. So let's see. How many heavy tanks do we get stolen here? The Ranger's still alive. It's on vet 1 now. And that's quite a considerable bonus. Rebuilding the tech center, so he has lost the tech center. There's not going to be a GPS up anytime soon. But he stole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heavy tanks. Holy tits! Grand Theft Panzer. Okay, this is such a big thing. If you're Soviets and you still have infantry around, make it a point of denying husks against allies. Because otherwise this happens. AMHOL now has 5 free heavy tanks, and those bad boys cost 1150 a pop. So a really, really bad trade for him. Finally AMHOL having the confidence to push out and take his... Yeah, also the harbor's just being denied. Having the confidence to take his 3rd expansion. He hasn't had that for a while, so that's the only thing Ekac had going for him. We're seeing Tanya in the phase transport being resurrected. That's good stuff. Also a chronosphere. So if there is a good scouting run from those hinds, like, where are the hinds now? Okay, they're just scouting. If there's a good scouting run, they can actually get so much value because they can get a nice angle on the chronosphere. Or line of sight for the chronosphere, and then the chronosphere can just chrono 4 heavy tanks into this blob here and get the mechanics to work, and that would be another like 5k traded over to AMHOL. Really good stuff so far. Also, destroyers being placed on all the key locations now, and we're seeing another another push onto the main base. I really don't like how Ekac is not scouting. This has been a 0 scouting game from him so far. He's just blindly waltzed in every single time. And the hinds can get a nice flank. He's losing a couple hinds, but that's not the end of the world. And he just doesn't get anything. So... Oh, Tanya! Dying on the shorelines. And we're seeing more and more heavy tanks being pulled over, converted over to the side of AMHOL. This is so good for him. This is so good for AMHOL. So... I don't know, he had been even for the longest time, but now I just think with this mass of heavy tanks, this amount of heavies is just going to crush the base at any point. And also an overcommitment into Tesla coils from Ekac. I really don't like those preemptive Tesla coils. They cost 1200, right? 1200 is nothing to fret at, nothing to scoff at, sorry. So... this is a really, really big investment. We're seeing 5 Tesla coils being placed here. 6, 7, 8! 8 Tesla coils. Just do the math, guys. Do the math. It's 9,600. In case you were wondering, didn't do the math. That's almost 10k in assets. And this death ball here is just getting bigger and bigger. Also, more and more mechanics being added on. A really smart move. I like what AMHOL is doing here. So, not much potential for a comeback here. Tanya, again having the perfect position, found the flank onto the infantry. Now she can pop back into the phase transport. And so many rocket soldiers just absolutely obliterating the heavy tank army. More and more wreckages to claim. So much to salvage here. This is a Chunkyard Deluxe. Chunkyard 2.0 here. And AMHOL is happy, more than happy to get the scraps for himself. Claim the scraps here and scavenge. That's the scavenge doctrine being unlocked here for AMHOL. Okay, let's do the count. 2, 5, 8, 10, 12, 13. Are you kidding me? He has stolen 13 heavy tanks. This is the Grand Tank Heist. Grand Theft Panzer indeed, ladies and gentlemen. 13 heavy tanks. Holy shit! Holy Jesus! This is around 18k. And the destroyer is being parked on the shorelines very smartly, out of reach for most things. What he really wants, what does he want to deny this? If Ekac were to have teched, oh finally he has triple airfields, that was just about time. That's a 20-minute airfield raid. And ooh, that's AMHOL getting down the power, but not for long. Not worth it at all. He just got 2 power plants. And we're seeing what? 4 war factories for Ekac. He really is sticking to this tank build, and a perfect counter coming out for AMHOL in the form of those mass mechanics plus infantry support. So against destroyers being parked on your shorelines, obviously you can go for a for subs. That's your cheapest option. And by the way, subs are not meant to target the destroyers because one-on-one, it's just gonna be a micro battle where usually if both sides are paying attention, neither of those wins because destroyers can't hit subs while on the move and subs can't hit destroyers while on the move, even though slightly more reliable than the other way around. And so what you really want to do is target the production facilities. Once you've done that, the perfect hard counter, or at least if you're skilled enough. Ooh! The Allahu Yakba gets 3 mechanics. That's worth it. So anyway, if you've disposed of the shipyards, you actually want to take up to MiGs. And why MiGs? It's a bit of a skill-intensive thing to do, but MiGs have 6 cells of range. So if they're, let's say he's targeting this destroyer with a MiG, he can about shoot from here and then turn around. The MiGs have such a quick rate of turn that the destroyers can't actually target them. So, and they also do really good damage to destroyers because they're heavy armor. And they also track. So the MiG missiles track almost forever. So yeah, in a perfect world, if you have the perfect skill to micro it, MiGs are the perfect counter to destroyers, believe it or not. Oh, we're seeing a Hind being picked off by a random SAM site. This over-reliance on base defenses is something I don't like. Also, the Soviet player should have teched up ages ago, given his production lines. Look at this 4 war factory build. Pretty expensive for Ekac, for AMHOL though. And that's going to be probably like some sort of slow base crawl, claiming the middle. But I don't like this because nothing is claimed here. So there are no more ore mines you can gain access to here. So the best option would be to couple this with an Iron Curtain, and then have an Iron Curtain Tesla coil. We're again having a base raid. The Hinds just finding a couple power plants. That's actually a bad trade for AMHOL, but doesn't matter because he has denied so much of the mining. Look at this. Ah, this is so brutal. As soon as the destroyers have line of sight on those harvesters, they just make short work here. They're just picking off harvesters left, right, and center. Some more Hinds going down. That's almost all the Hinds. There's okay, there are 4 more left. Never mind. But yeah, now it's devolving into a bit of a stalemate game. But let's look at the assets. I don't even want to do it honestly. Just before we're having the engagement economy, we're having 100,000 to 72,000. It's not that big of a difference, but it's going to start adding up. We're seeing some good crashes on the infantry, but is it enough? I don't think so. Tanya has been unloaded from the cargo base, or not? No, she's still in there. Still see the red blip. So we're seeing the engagement, and oh, those zombie mechanics. Mechanics just claiming all the husks. Can he get the MCV? This is the big one. This is the big ticket here. Yes, he gets the MCV. Holy tits! What an amount of artist play. This is really cocky, but at the same time, it's been beautifully executed. He should not deploy because as long as he has mechanics, the husk can be reclaimed. I would rather he just moves it back to repair. Ah, that's a big mistake. I would not deploy this here. Bad call. An AA gun, okay. Okay, buddy. So, he has denied himself access to Soviet tech here. But it's still not going to be enough for Ekac to stop this, I believe. There's just so much. Also, the Ranger is still alive. Miraculously so. The radar goes down, and the radar is the only thing that has stealth detection besides base defenses. Let's see. Tanya, no! Oof. The phase transport is alive, and Tanya gets out of there. We're seeing parabombs being called in, but the vector on them is obviously the longest path you could ever wish for. Unfortunate. Also, the AA gun denies the first Badger. Still gonna get the phase transport and a couple heavy tanks. But those were looted heavy tanks anyway. So I don't think it matters in the long run. There is still so much infantry firepower and all the defenses have been sniped. Yeah, some nice craftsmanship here from AMHOL. Nice play. Also the power situation is looking really dire for Ekac. Has to sell off the power plants, has to sell off the airfields. No more parabombs, no more yaks. Yeah, everything being denied. Everything going up in flames. It's going up in flames. Is this his last harvester? Yes. There's the last harvester for Ekac, and that should be a GG very, very soon. There is nothing that he can do at this point. Even wishful thinking is not gonna stop AMHOL here in his tracks. Oh, one Tesla coil too many. You know it's one Tesla coil too many when it's lights out in the base. And it is completely lights out here. No, not yet. Oh, there's some more power. Well, it's a futile struggle, but nice to watch anyway. Some nice sportsmanship coming out from Ekac, playing this one out to the last man. And those looted tanks, man. I really, really liked what AMHOL was doing there. Tanya in the phase transport doing her job as well. It's just too much. Tanya being rebuilt. Where? Did she die? No, I don't think she died. She got unloaded and she was just in the middle of the blob here. So Tanya has been doing work this game. She's completely single-handedly denied the first expansion, including a Tesla coil. Just imagine having the balls of being like this whatever rebel freedom fighter that Tanya is, and running up to a Tesla coil and strapping a bag of C4 to it, timed C4, and then blowing it the fuck up before it can target you, before it zaps you like with a 2000 volt charge. So Tanya's got balls, man. She's pretty baller. I've always loved Tanya in Red Alert, especially the old one from Red Alert 1. Was the coolest Tanya, honestly. Coolest actress, not the B actress that we got in Karivura in what was it? Red Alert 2, yeah. Red Alert 2 had Karivura as Tanya, and that just didn't fit at all, in my personal opinion. I really liked the old gritty look for Tanya, where she really looked like this sort of badass commando instead of just a pin-up girl. Yeah, Tanya putting in some work this game. Smart from AMHOL, targeting the power, and it's good night for Ekac. He still has got power for the Tesla coil. Yes. Ah, there it goes. Want another power plant? Give it another zap. Come on, so close. All right, that was a good game to cast. We are seeing probably the end. It's 92%, so I'm guessing. All right, how much money does Ekac have left? 13. Not even enough for a ref. Anyway, oh, okay, he's just delivering the coup de grace via helicopters, I believe. Come on, AMHOL. Oh, now he's doing it. Okay, that's the coup de grace. That was an interesting game. A bit one-sided, mind you, but much of this can be tracked back to the big mistake that Ekac made. Two big mistakes, the major mistake being he never scouted in his entire game. Not a single time. I've seen him do 2 yak passes on the huge blob, and then it was way too late because there were already like 13 looted heavy tanks. Salvaged, I should say. Like, looted is not the proper wording here. Yeah. What a game here. AMHOL absolutely using the assets that the allies have to their full extent. Also, by the way, this concrete wall was actually doing something, because Ekac came in with 5 heavy tanks and he was like, ooh, what's behind the wall? I have to shoot it. And turns out it's just 2 random ass small power plants. So it did its job. The chronosphere, by the way, never saw any use in the game whatsoever. It's just there for decoration, just to look fancy and have this nice charge bar. Yeah, mechanics, guys. Mechanics can win you games. Loot 13 heavy tanks, acquire fame. Also, vetted ranger, as I was talking about this earlier. Rangers are so good, and if you can retain them and give them some veterancy, it's even better. A vetted ranger can take on 3 or 4 rocket soldiers, I believe 3. But that's so much above his value, because a ranger costs 600. And that's a really good cost-value proposition. Anyway, great game. Tanya was used nicely. Nice use of destroyers. Bit overkill on the destroyers, I might add. But most impressively, the great tank heist. That was something to behold. Yeah, Ekac just running in blindly with 5 or 6 heavy tanks and donating them over to AMHOL. That was just not a smart move, especially seeing the mechanics. He should have pulled back and gotten out with minimal losses. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoyable game to cast. I'll see you guys next time. 5 aces, out.
Battle control terminated.